It's a Reuters exclusive. U.S. directs agents to cover up program used to investigate Americans. What is that? From the article, it says a secretive U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration unit is funneling information from intelligence intercepts, wiretaps, informants, and a massive database of telephone records to authorities across the nation to help them launch criminal investigations of Americans. U.S. directs agents to cover up the program that's being used to investigate Americans, the DEA program. You think that might be, stuff like that might be why there is so little trust? For crying out loud, what a headline. Exclusive U.S. That's the government. Obama, whatever. U.S. directs agents, DEA agents in this case, to cover up the program they're using to investigate Americans. Cover it up. Lie about it. Oh, hey, how are you? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Rush Limbaugh, the EIB Network, the Limbaugh Institute for Advanced Conservative Studies. The telephone number, if you want to be on the program, is 800-282-2882, and the email address, lrushbo@eibnet.com. Now, when I went to bed last night, the news was that Major League Baseball was going to announce the suspensions related to the abuses that took place because this biogenics place down in Coral Gables. And among those announcements was to be Alex Rodriguez. And the announcement was supposed to be at noon. Well, it's now a little bit after 1 Eastern time and no announcement. Now, here are the basics of this, without going into all kinds of crazy detail, because there's just a couple of salient points about this. The stories all say that Major League Baseball called the Yankees last night and told them that Rodriguez is going to be suspended through the 2014 season, the rest of this season and all of next season. Now, that, in terms of dollars, will add up to $37 million that A-Rod will not earn because he's on suspension. And it's because he has created, or he's engaged in a number of abuses involving steroids, human growth hormone, PEDs, performance-enhancing drugs. Major League Baseball, it is said, has overwhelming evidence against Rodriguez. Overwhelming. More evidence on Rodriguez than they have on anybody else they've suspended. The other suspensions are 50 games. Now, the way A-Rod has been dealing with this is fascinating. In everything A-Rod has said, he has not denied. He's out there accusing the Yankees and baseball of having a vendetta against him. He and his lawyers have portrayed him as a huge and giant victim. There were two possible ways that baseball could go here. One is what is rumored to be the way, a suspension that Rodriguez can appeal and keep playing while his appeal is being heard. The other way the commissioner could have gone, or could go, still could go, because it hasn't gone anyway yet, Commissioner, the eminent Bud Selig, could invoke the best interests of baseball clause and deny Rodriguez, because of the invocation of that particular clause, the right to appeal his suspension. The story is that he did not go that route. I'm sorry. He will not go that route because it is already felt that the Selig has a vendetta against A-Rod. This has all been in the news. None of it's fact yet. It's all speculation. But that Selig has a vendetta against A-Rod, and he wants to avoid that perception. So he's going to choose the option of suspending A-Rod that will allow A-Rod to keep playing if he appeals it. A-Rod has said he's going to appeal it, but it doesn't stop there. A-Rod then says that he's going to sue the Yankees and he's going to sue Major League Baseball. And he's not denying any of this. What he's doing, he's now threatened to sue the Yankees, claiming the team doctors have essentially engaged in malpractice, misdiagnosing and mistreating his injuries since 2009, which forced him to go elsewhere to get better. He's going to claim that Major League Baseball and the Yankees were trying to sabotage his career. This is all being reported as what will happen. That if he's suspended, he's going to fight back this way. And if that happens, folks, this is going to be one of the most fun circuses to watch take place that we've had in a long time. And I find it kind of interesting that in all of this speculation, and Rodriguez talks to the press now and then, he hasn't denied any of this. He just makes himself out to be the biggest victim that there has ever been, and he's the victim of a conspiracy, and at C-League, in Major League Baseball, and now the Yankees have been conspiring to prevent him from playing, misdiagnosing, and improperly treating his injuries, which forced him to seek medical treatment elsewhere. Anyway, this was all supposed to have come down at noon, and it hasn't come down. None of it. No announcements at all. And so A-Rod, who's been rehabbing from hip surgery and a quadriceps injury in various Yankees minor league teams, is due to report to Chicago and be in the lineup tonight. The news reports, and this kind of puzzles me. I ought to call somebody and ask him, because every news report I have read says the Yankees are obligated to play A-Rod if he shows up, because he's off the disabled list. I mean, he's eligible now, pending the suspension. Well, why are they obligated to play him? I interpret that as meaning they're obligated to put him in the lineup. I would think the obligation simply give him a uniform, his 25-man roster, or whatever the number is now, and if the manager wants to play him, fine. If he doesn't, why are they obligated to play him? Maybe I'm misreading that. But anyway, it's the venom that has gone back and forth in this case with A-Rod and the sports media, particularly in New York, is fascinating to me. Anyway, folks, it's great to have you here. Telephone number if you want to be on the program, 800-282-2882, and the email address, lrushmore@eibnet.com.